how great, how faithful that the Most High is, that he's given us these laws that are so righteous that would actually help guide and help us conduct ourselves in an honorable way. And that's what's really important. So I pray by going over this with you, how Abraham asked the Most High to have mercies be upon his descendants, and that we be the Most High. Listen to this: a chosen nation and an inheritance to the Almighty, the everlasting Father. Listen, from out of all mankind. So we have a wonderful a privilege. We have a great deal of that, the honor. What an honor that the Most High has allowed us to partake and to be drawn near to Him. And I pray that what we go into today is encouraging, and I pray it helps to stir up, by way of remembrance in your pure mind, what love the Most High has bestowed upon each of you. Your soul belongs to Him, and He cared so much for us. He not only cares for those that have gone out, those that are here present, but even those who have yet to come into the earth. And so, as a chosen nation and inheritance to the Most High, we must maintain and keep it set apart and seek. And remember this, dear family: by you studying Torah, that means God's word, studying to the point to where you become efficient, where you become sharp, and your discernment is turned up. When you begin to apply the Most High's law to your life and to your family, then this is how the Most High is glorified. And so you have to keep it set apart. So I'm going to show some examples in this set here, how you'll see others even went against Moses and said, listen, remember what Nimrod did. Go into the book of Romans really quick. In chapter 3, verses 1 through 4. What advantage then have the Jews, or what profit is their circumcision? Much every way, namely, because that unto them permitted the oracles of God. For what if some did not believe? Should their unbelief make the faith God without effect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in sayings, and this overcome when thou art judged. We're all going to sit in the judgment seat of Christ at some point. I want to take you or draw your attention to the book of Romans chapter 9, starting verses 1 through verses 7. I say the truth in Christ, I lie not, my conscience also bearing me witness, the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, in the covenants, in the giving of the law, in the service of God, in the promises, who are the fathers, and of whom, as concerned the flesh, Christ came, who was over all, God blessed forever. Amen. Not as though the word of the higher have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now, what I just laid out for us is a foundation showing, and I'm going to now segue here over to the book of Jubilees, chapter 22, showing us that in Abraham, the house of prayer would be established. The Most High would have he would call forth his holy nation. He would show his holy nation, and from Abraham, the Most High would rear up prophets, okay, the apostles. Ultimately, Christ himself, the Son of the Most High living God, would come and put on flesh. And he came because of who? He came because of the fathers to redeem us, to give us an opportunity to be reconciled back to the Most High. Now listen, now Israel, careful baby, now Israel has been tasked with giving the ministry of reconciliation. So that means that the gospel, this true gospel that you're going to see here today, to be a chosen nation and an inheritance to the Most High from amongst the nations, that God chose a particular people, and they are to be different, and not only that, they are to keep what the Most High instructed in the principles that the Most High has instilled. And not only that, but the ways of the Most High. They would teach it to their offspring, and their offspring would be maintaining that cause. But not all Israel is Israel. So the only way that you can do it is not enough just because you're born from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We have to keep the commands of the Most High God. And by keeping the festivals, knowing the feast days, knowing what they mean and what they symbolize, it is very important, because to whom you devote yourself to, that shows to whom you belong, who you are honoring. Now, oftentimes, we live in a time where many people forget, they don't pay close attention to instructions. We jump over things and we go fast, and it just seems to be that the faster that time is sped up, Satan knows that he always tried to aim at the youth to get them when their mind's not fully developed, when they might be a little bit naive. And so it's important that parents, it's important that guardians, say guardian. A guardian is someone that watches over you. Now, did you notice how it said in Romans 9 that Paul said that he has continued sorrow for his brethren who are Israelites? Because he was concerned for their well-being, that they would make it into the kingdom. Anyone who is a guardian, if you are a mother, if you are a father, if you are a grandmother, if you are a grandfather, you are concerned for your offspring. You want them to make it into the kingdom. So I'm stating all this, just I want, as much as I want you all to make it, I want to make it. And if I don't take heed to myself in the doctrine, then I would be doing you all a big disfavor. But now notice how I said but, so that means I am taking heed to myself in the doctrine. And the doctrine is that these commandments that God has given to you, it is your life. It's not a vain thing. It's something that you are to do. And Abraham, how he prayed to the Most High, and he told his son's son, who was going to be he would be the one who will be the progenitor of the nation of Israel. As a matter of fact, his name was turned or changed from Jacob to Israel. So when I'm talking about this to be a chosen nation, this goes directly to what you see on your screen, family. And verses 9 It says, follow with me. It says, my God, may thy mercy and thy peace be upon thy servant and upon the seed of his sons. See, he said his sons, that they may be to thee a chosen nation and an inheritance from amongst all the nations. Now, keep in mind that when we read Romans 9, it said, all Israel is not Israel, neither are they Israel because of the seed of Abraham, but in Isaac. So we understand that what? In Isaac, thy seed should be chosen. So who came out of Isaac? Esau and Jacob, or Jacob and Esau. So we know that the Most High chose one of them. When the children weren't even born yet, the Most High already chose who he was going to bring forth his seed, who he was going to bring his son forth through. And listen to this, who he was going to give the oracles. Notice how we said, what advantage have then the Jew? Much in every way, mainly to them were given the oracles of God. So now how can we, or how can anyone overjump and say, listen, it doesn't matter who Israel is. I'm not listening to you. Listen carefully. I'm not listening to you because it doesn't matter who Israel is. When the Bible just told us much chiefly because unto them was given the oracles of God. I'm about to lay it down for us right here now. Here's the importance and what makes me so happy, so thankful, so appreciative that the Most High would wake me up, because once I lay it all out and read it to you here in a second, I'm going to stop explaining. Now I just need you to listen and follow along with me. Okay. I am full of days, and all my days have been unto me peace. I'm at verses 8 now. I'm going to move it up. The sword of the adversary has not overcome me in all that thou hast given me and my children all the days of my life until this day. My God, may thy mercy and thy peace be upon thy servant and upon the seed of his sons, that they may be to thee. Here it is. This is the title. Why am I talking? I'm going to remind us about all this that I'm showing, so that you know that you are to be a chosen nation and an inheritance to God. And if you don't do what he says, if you don't embrace him, guess what he will do? Hand you to your ruin. And this is not to make you afraid, but it's to say, but look at all the good that God, you see our forefather Abraham saying, Most High, I'm 175 years old, and the sword of the adversary, all that you have given to me, none has been able to take that from me. Now, did you know that Abraham was thrown in the actual fire? Nimrod wanted to have him killed? Yes. The king of Egypt at one time took his wife, Sarah, and she stayed in his house for 2 years. Did you all know that? You know, but you probably don't recall because we read the Bible. Yeah, he went through many things. He had his nephew taken by the kings of the Amorites, and he pursued after them, and he slew them. Okay? And for spilling blood, because he knew that all the souls of flesh and the blood of flesh belongs to the Most High. His heart was even convicted after that. He slew a great slewing and said, well, how can I be an house to the living God, the creator of all, when I shed blood? And the Most High comforted him and said, listen, these were sinners. These were wicked people. And I used you, like I'm going to use your offspring to do what? To execute my judgments in the earth. See that? So listen, the Most High comforted him and showed him the former. I mean, the times that before, and he also showed him the things that would come in the latter times. And he was grieved. He showed Abraham even hell and all of that. He showed him it. See? So now, reading on at verses 9, he says that they might be a chosen nation in an inheritance. This is from my book. It's underlined. In an inheritance from amongst all the nations of the earth, from henceforth unto all the days of the generations of the earth, unto all the ages. And he called Jacob and said, my son Jacob. May the God of all bless thee and strengthen thee to do righteousness in his will before him, and may he choose thee in thy seed, that ye may become a people for his inheritance, according, not to your will, Jacob, but according to his will always. And do thou, my son Jacob, draw near and kiss me. And he drew near and he kissed him, and he said, blessed be my son Jacob and all the sons of the Most High God. See that? So blessed might be my son Jacob and all the sons of the Most High God. So when you do what the Most High said, then blessed be all of the sons of the Most High God unto all ages. May God give unto thee a seed of righteousness, and some of thy sons may he sanctify in the midst of the whole earth. Romans 3 again. What advantage have then the Jew? Much in every way, mainly because unto them were given the oracles of God. The Most High showed his word. He shows his word to us, Israel. Look what it says. And it says here, may nations serve thee, and all the nations bow themselves before thy seed. Be strong in the presence of men, and exercise authority over all the seed of Seth. Then thy ways in the ways of thy sons will be justified. That means right. Justified means right. May the Most High God give thee all the blessings wherewith he has blessed me. Let's continue on. And wherewith he blessed Noah and Adam. May they rest on the sacred head of thy seed from generation to generation forever. That means from every generation, these blessings are going to rest. So here we are, thousands of years later. We made it. Our lineage made it through the transatlantic slave trade. We made it through COINTELPRO. We made it through the industrial, what they call from the school to prison pipeline. We made it through the 80s, through the crack epidemics. We made it through all of these through the eugenics program. See that? We made it through the self-hatred where they taught our people to hate yourself, to hate one that looks like you. And now, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, because there's death everywhere, especially in our community, and I'm going to break it down. It's going to break it down here that these things will happen to us when we forsake God's commandments. So when we look right now and we see all of these rappers and stuff, this rapper killed, this rapper killed, so-and-so rapper, there's a war in this city, there's a war in this city. Every place where we go, these things are following our people. And yet, a little conversation like this, most people will readily overlook what I'm saying. So this man don't know what he's talking about. See, some of those in the quote unquote, and this is not, I'm not taking a shot at anyone, in the quote unquote Christian church and organized religion, they don't understand the plight to know where the Most High have brought us through many waters, brought us to this day right here that our prayers can send up and say, listen, we have a connection all the way to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is really personal to me. So it says here, look at this, verses 14. And may he cleanse thee from all unrighteousness and impurity. That means even taking us out of Islam, taking us out of Christianity, taking us out of, what would you call it? False religion and idolatry, period. Okay? And look what it says, and may he cleanse thee from all unrighteousness and impurity, that thou mayest be forgiven all thy transgressions. That was the soul, that was the cry, that my prayer that I was praying for right here just a moment ago. In my thoughts, thinking of all this, you got people in colleges and what do you call sororities and fraternities, all these things, sitting on boards in corporate places in America, sinning against the Most High. Don't understand that the importance of, listen, to keep God's commandments is more important than all that other stuff in this world. This world's going to get burned up. This world has a judgment coming. Don't be a part of this judgment. Okay? Separate yourself. So maybe because I preach with such passion, such conviction, that maybe it can be misconstrued for, he's extreme. He doesn't have no compassion towards no one else. He's just compassionate about what he believes. And listen, what if some didn't believe? That's why I took us to Romans chapter 3. Well, should their unbelief make the faith of a higher to none effect? Absolutely not. Those who didn't believe in past times died in the wilderness. So it's the same today. As much as time we're rehearsing these holy days and these feast days, this is the importance for you to know. In this ministry, at least us that are in, we know that the Most High has provided for us and been faithful and given us the insight, right? Giving us the insight that we can have a sure, solid foundation. We're not just following blindly. Okay, we're being led by Ruach Kodash, being led by the Holy Spirit. Let me read on. So it says here, and may he strengthen thee and bless thee, and mayest thou inherit the whole earth. Some people just thought it was just Israel. No, the whole earth. See, now you can see why those who are in positions of power in modern day would never tell the Israelites, never tell God's children, would never help God's children. Though they know beyond any shadow of a doubt who are the descendants of the Most High God. And they also know what they have done to go against and to undermine and to help forward the affliction of God's people and to keep us in perpetual servitude. If we sin against the Most High, it prolongs and gives them self-preservation of their rule over us. But most people don't look at the scriptures like that. They just, well, God just loves it. No, there's enemies of God that are actually perpetuating and using their dominance and their influence to keep God's people in perpetual sin. They want you impoverished. They don't want us knowing who we are. They don't want you to know who your God is. They want you to think that the laws are just done away with. Is it too much? Maybe it's just me. I feel it in my spirit. So it says, verse 15, and may he renew his covenant with thee. Praise the Higher. That thou mayest be to him what? A nation for his inheritance for all the eight. That means all the worlds. This don't change. So you can't tell me it doesn't matter who Israel is when this is putting such significance on who Israel is. Now, bringing levity to it, just because one is Israel, all Israel's not Israel. We got to follow after Hamashiach. We got to do like our big brother Yeshua, the Israelite, the son of the Most High living power. And it says, in that he may be to thee and to thy seed. See, I want the Most High to be to my seed. That means my son and my sons, or my sons, when my other son has children, to my sons and my sons' sons. I want him to be their God. See, not money, not the corporation, not the nation that we've been made to serve captivity in, the Most High. That's it. And that's why I follow after the Most High.